It began with murmurs. Then followed the side-by-side comparisons, the old videos, and the TikToks. The internet had a new hypothesis all of a sudden, one that is more profound than any Kardashian quarrel. It's possible that Kim Kardashian, the family's powerhouse and wealthy beauty entrepreneur, is still envious of her elder sister Kourtney. And for something even more intimate, something that dates back to their early childhood, not simply for her freedom, her marriage, or her tranquility. Daddy's favorite was always Kourtney. I had no desire to do it. You're so obnoxious, so don't get involved. Quit talking. That one sentence rekindled a fire that fans had forgotten was still blazing after being taken from an old family video. Social media investigators were able to put together instances that made sense in a matter of days. Kourtney's icy responses, Kim's scathing remarks, and the lengthy silence during their interviews whenever someone brings up their father. Nowadays, it's not about fame. As one fan put it, it's about old wounds, the ones that money can't fix. I just don't want to hear this narrative anymore about this work ethic and she's the only one with it. She's doing this and this as if she's better because she works more or because we don't have to do things the same way. But if I didn't want to work my ass off and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, that's okay, you guys. My daughter's Keeping Up with the Kardashians clips went viral again, with Kim rolling her eyes at Kourtney's uninteresting lifestyle, and Kourtney quietly reminding everyone that she doesn't need to be famous to feel fulfilled. Then came the moment that hit millions like a punch. Dad would have been proud of me too, Kim said, her voice breaking. To which Kourtney responded firmly but softly. Fans started to connect Kim's constant need for approval and Kourtney's serene self-assurance, both of which can be traced back to their late father, Robert Kardashian Sr. Kourtney had the bond, Kim had the ambition, and they've been balancing that energy ever since. From reality shows to red carpets, you could sense the tension that came with fame, and now, decades later, everyone assumed the story was about business, luxury, or ego. It was subtle, emotional, and real, and the internet picked it up. They're slapping each other the next minute, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is crazy. War. It's so just that we don't treat sisters like that. It might actually be about something heartbreakingly simple. A daughter's need to be loved by her dad. Kim and Kourtney Kardashian were just two sisters growing up in a close, complicated household surrounded by love, legacy, and expectation long before the world knew their names, but even then, they couldn't have been more different. Kim was ambitious, magnetic, and unstoppable. They were always dreaming, always chasing, always proving. Kourtney didn't need attention. Kim once joked in an old QTK clip, "I do." She said it with a laugh, but behind the humor, there was truth. Because even as children, everyone saw it. Kim's need to shine made her unforgettable, while Kourtney's quiet confidence made her unshakable. The dynamic between the sisters changed as the Kardashian family gained notoriety, but the underlying undertones remained constant. What appeared to be lighthearted teasing on camera frequently had a more serious undertone behind the scenes. You're too selfish. You're too boring. At least I have a business. At least I have peace. Shut up. Ever do it or shut up. Evering dig your nails in me like that. These weren't just sisterly insults. They were reflections of who they had become. Kim, the business magnate. Kourtney, the minimalist. Kim addicted to the grind. Kourtney addicted to balance. And how old are you? How old, guys? Stop. You guys stop it. How old am I? Stop. How old are you both? Don't you both? All right, separate. Although both paths made sense, neither sister was able to fully comprehend the other's world. According to Kourtney in a 2022 interview, "We've always been opposite. I want stillness. Kim wants movement." The irony is that each of them secretly desired something different from the other. Kim, with her empires and magazine covers, envied Kourtney's peace, her ability to love privately, live slowly, and not care what people thought. While Kourtney, with her composure and control, occasionally envied Kim's influence. Her capacity to move the world with a single post. They mirror one another's fears. According to an insider, Kim desires freedom. Kourtney wants to be noticed. "I believe that you two should part ways. She should go since she is the issue." You're thinking that too. You have them all. Who are all of them? Khloe. Khloe is clueless as to when I've interacted with any of you. "I would rather not be among you. Leave." That's right. They had a genuine, intense, and unshakable love for one another. There was a covert competition behind that affection, however, one that revealed what fame didn't generate. Because sometimes you're not competing with the world when you grow up next to each other, sharing friends, clothing, and aspirations. It's reflected in your own household. There is a tale in every family that is never spoken aloud, and Robert Kardashian Sr. is the first in the Kardashian family's history. He was more than simply their dad. Long before fame and cameras came along, he was their compass, their guardian, and the person who held their world together. However, everyone who knew them at the time would tell you that Kourtney and her father had a unique bond. He was like his shadow in Kourtney. A family friend remembered. She followed Robert wherever he went. They just had mutual understanding. In an early confessional on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, even Kim herself made the admission in a low-key and even grudging manner. "Never approach me in that manner again. I'll hit you in the face, I swear to God. So go ahead and do it. Don't accompany me. I promise God, do it now. Stop using it. All right, stop. You as well. All right, stop. Go to your own corners. Hold on. No. My dad and Kourtney were always closer." She said that their calmness, reason, and groundedness were quite similar. "I resembled my mother more. Dramatic, aspirational, and emotional. Robert Kardashian loved every one of his kids. But he had a unique affinity with Kourtney. Steady, calm, and secure. It was she who listened, who remained calm in the face of disagreement, who encouraged everyone to slow down. He gave it to her." Kris Jenner once described the silence between Kim and Robert. Kim also thought highly of her father. But it was a different relationship. She saw him as a hero. She wanted to make an impression. She wanted his approval even though she loved him very much. "I was furious and determined to prevent her from believing she could assault me and get away with it." In a 2021 interview, Kim said, "I always wanted him to be proud of me. I was grounded by him. I continue to consider what he would say in all I do." But something more nuanced lay behind that love, a subtle feeling of comparison that persisted. After Robert Kardashian's death, the sisters were permanently altered when they passed away in 2003. For Kourtney, it meant losing the one person who really knew her pace, her anchor. For Kim, it meant losing the voice that told her she was enough before she became famous, the affirmation. Years later, Kim said, "I felt like I had to prove myself after my dad died. I really began pushing, working, producing, and growing at that point. I believe I was attempting to cover that gap." In the meanwhile, Kourtney drew closer. The exact opposite of Kim's response, she became quiet, private, and thoughtful. At that point, the path divided. Kourtney became protective due of her loss. Kim was strong because of her sadness, and gap built between them. Even Khloe once made fun of the fact that Kourt was always Dad's little girl in an old interview, saying, "Daddy's favorite didn't start as a joke, and it started as truth." But that sentence stuck in Kim's mind. It reminded her of something she would never have again, not because she was angry with Kourtney. Simply said, "Mom is so used to." I followed up by saying, "Meet Kourtney. Me and Khloe. You know, when we're ill, you don't give a damn about things like whether it's a Saturday or not. You have this story in your head, so I pretend I don't know anything. No. If you bring it up again, I'll actually put you up. Stop talking and stop laughing like that. You seem to be a weirdo. All okay, but really, alter the story you're telling yourself. I put in a lot of effort." Ego isn't the motivation behind Kim, an insider clarified. It has to do with loss. Since her father's departure, she has been pursuing his pride. And for that reason, their relationship is so strong and so tragic. Sometimes the person you're competing with isn't your sister, therefore jealousy might really be sadness. No one, not even the Kardashians themselves, realized how popular Keeping Up with the Kardashians would become when series debuted in 2007. Series is the version of yourself that still needs to hear, "I'm proud of you." Almost immediately. However, celebrity not only altered their lives but also completely changed them. Additionally, the program became more than simply a platform for Kim and Kourtney. It turned into a mirror that reflected all of their differences, insecurities, and long-forgotten wounds. Regarding Kim Kardashian, being famous didn't scare you. It was fuel. She wanted to construct, demonstrate, and shine. Every picture session, headline, and on-camera encounter was an opportunity to take charge of her own narrative and ensure that her father's name endured via achievement. At the beginning of her career, she said, "I work hard because I never want to depend on anyone. I work hard because I never want to depend on anyone. I want to be recognized for something if I'm going to be," but there was a cost to that insatiable appetite and ambition. because Kourtney was attempting to keep herself to herself while Kim was seeking the world. Kourtney never desired to be famous in the same manner. She just happened to be born into it and was subsequently imprisoned inside it. "The show isn't my life," she once said on television. "My life is my family, my peace, and my time." Kourtney was attempting to establish limits while Kim was constructing empires. And that distinction, that conflict between peace and purpose, turned into the covert conflict that underpinned the performance. Fans started watching it unfold from episode to episode. While Kourtney wanted family meals, Kim was planning photographs. Kourtney desired seclusion, whereas Kim sought alliances, Kim noticing the brand. The burnout is visible to Kourtney. According to one producer, Kim is all about legacy. Kourtney, however, is about living. Rarely can the two things coincide. The notorious battle in season 18 was the turning point in the story. All right. Indeed, but she will leave this place. She attacked me. Come on, Kim. What just occurred has me completely perplexed. I just don't know who Kourtney has turned into. Who does this, you ask? She had no idea what I was about to do. Say, in fact, my kid is bleeding. No, it's insane. I just broke through the glamour, the beauty, and the illusion of sisterhood. I'm not about violence, and I don't want to go there. Kim retaliated when Kourtney said she was too preoccupied with her job. The dispute became violent when someone said, "If I were you, I'd be lazy too." It wasn't just a fight. It was years of resentment, exhaustion, and misunderstanding exploding on screen. "You act like I don't work hard," Kourtney cried out. However, the words "not trying to be you" continued to reverberate long after the cameras had stopped. Because the argument wasn't really about attitudes or shooting schedules. It was about two sisters who lost sight of their common bond and began to see one another as rivals rather than as mirrors. Things were never quite the same after that. Kim immersed herself in her empire, Skims, legal studies, and international campaigns. Kourtney retreated even further, concentrating on her children, her well-being, and her own space. According to an insider, they had distinct needs for control. Kim had to take charge of the future. Kourtney had to keep her composure. And as each sister created their own definition of success, the distance between them only widened. Because being famous magnifies everything you've ever attempted to conceal, not just who you are. That meant that Kim and Kourtney's old insecurities, childhood jealousy, and remnants of their father's favorite were now all on display on the world's largest stage. You would be mistaken to believe that Kim and Kourtney Kardashian's fight ended with a few tears and a camera embrace. Because fans now believe that behind the red carpet, smiles, and picture sessions, the suspense has subtly returned at some times. And this time, it's personal rather than professional. As usual, it began with something little. Kim casually brought up Kourtney's wedding to Travis Barker on a Kardashians episode, describing it as just decorative rather than meaningful. Before Kourtney reacted, the remark seemed innocuous. In her calm and icy confessional, Kourtney said that she can't tolerate it when anything isn't about her. Kim is a control freak. Meaning is what I live for. The internet was enraged by just single phrase. Why would you smack her like that, Kourtney? She just did it. Both of you succeeded. Don't come to me, however. The only person here is you. Your violent response. What made you want to strike me? Are you insane? Stop talking and don't side with anybody else. I won't strike you. Yes, I did. My problem with you is that. Quit pointing at me in this manner. I'll point a finger. You stop talking. I would knock you out if I struck you, Kourtney. Do it, Gooding. I'm not a violent person. You're insane. Look, you've been sheeing with me too long. I will no longer listen to it. What we've all been thinking was finally said by Kourtney. A fan posted a tweet. Another remarked, Kim's jealousy is showing again. Suddenly, old wounds were reopened. Supporters also cited Kim's actions during Kourtney's wedding in Italy, when she reportedly disparaged Kourtney's partnership with Dolce & Gabbana while subsequently working with the same company. Kim's whole upcoming campaign resembled Kourtney's nuptials. One user on TikTok sighed in a post that went viral and had over 3 million views. People also noted the little details, which is causing jealousy rather than inspiration. Kim's lack of wedding-related posts, her aloof demeanor in social settings, and the way her tone changed each time Kourtney's name was mentioned. When someone mentions success, Kim usually smiles, unless it's Kourtney's. I need Kourtney to stop being so insufferable with this stick up her ass like she runs this because she doesn't. She's the least entertaining to watch. Another fan added, you can see it in her eyes. Can't handle this anymore because Everyone is dropping left and right from all these schedule changes. The words, "I love my sister, but I don't like who she becomes when I'm happy. It's like my joy threatens her," were spoken by Kourtney herself in a private conversation that was later broadcast on the show. These words struck a chord with millions of fans because beneath the surface tension, they revealed a deeper rivalry that is about more than just fame or business. It's about validation. It's about love. It's about two sisters who still view each other through the lens of who they were when their father was alive. You can see Kourtney's energy changes the moment Kim speaks. Since then, TikTok and Reddit have turned into virtual battlegrounds, with fans examining tone, body language, and every nuanced remark. Entire threads are devoted to Kim's micro-expressions, and breakdown videos focus on eye rolls, pauses, and sighs during family interviews. One viral clip caption reads, "They love each other, but it's fragile love." Perhaps it is the most painful thing. The reminder that Kourtney is out behind the wealth, the fame, and the filters. Since she has the most irritating schedule, she won't be at the shoot. No, however, it seems as if I haven't scheduled it. It's annoying. Yes, she is. Kourtney, you are a pain. You're irritating me. Why? Because despite the fact that celebrity may have given them everything, they are still just two sisters looking for a place in the same family. However, it also revealed the one item they are unable to purchase: harmony amongst people. Ultimately, envy isn't the main theme of this tale. It is a family tale, about two sisters who shared a parent, a home, and the same affection while growing up anticipations. However, they discovered whole new methods to express their love. A serene soul who found serenity away from the limelight, Kourtney Kardashian has always moved with quiet power. On the other side, Kim Kardashian used her notoriety as both her shield and her affirmation to gain authority in public. And maybe that's where the miscommunication starts. Because one sister fights to be noticed, while the other fights for silence. They continue to miss one another in the meantime. In actuality, hatred was never the issue. It was never about the purest kind of envy. It's about wanting to be loved in the same manner, even if you show it differently, and wanting to be understood. Fans overlook something more profound while discussing the father's favorite notion. Just as each of them required, Robert Kardashian Sr. loved them both. But memories may be reshaped by sadness. What begins as love might sometimes degenerate into rivalry for what has already been lost. Perhaps Kim's motivation was never to surpass her sister. Perhaps the purpose was to prove something to a guy who wasn't present. And maybe it's not defiance in Kourtney's article. Perhaps it's her attempt to cling to the aspect of her father that taught her to take her time and feel. One narrative, two sisters, and a connection that would never be completely broken by fame. Despite the fact that they have harmed and forgiven one another, they have always managed to reconcile. Because perfection isn't the foundation of the Kardashian family. It is based on love that endures in the public eye. Love that is pliable yet not brittle. Love that never wavers in its conviction that family comes first, even after the cameras stop recording. What do you think then? Was Kim only seeking the type of affection she was always lacking, or was she ever really envious? Post your comments below. Please share, like, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.